The billionaire's baby would not stop crying at the hotel. No amount of rocking, pacing, or expensive advice could calm the infant's wails. Guests complained. Staff whispered. His carefully curated image of control unraveled with every echo that bounced off the marble lobby. He had faced hostile boardrooms, courtroom battles, even crises that made headlines, but this, his child's relentless tears, left him powerless. Just when exhaustion blurred into desperation, a black cleaning lady carrying a cart of supplies paused. With quiet certainty, she did something unthinkable, something that defied protocol and risked her job. And in that fragile moment, the man who thought he had all the answers discovered the truth he had been blind to all along. The billionaire was used to luxury built to shield him from discomfort. The hotel where he stayed was the kind that whispered wealth in every detail. Imported chandeliers dripping light, fountains that scattered diamonds of water, corridors lined with velvet silence. He checked in with his infant child, the staff quick to bend rules, bringing warm towels and rare teas. Yet beneath the perfection, unease simmered. Because while his money bought privacy, it couldn't buy peace. His child's cries sliced through silk-draped walls, and for once, he was the one everyone judged. Staff carried polite smiles that hid irritation. Guests sent notes about the noise. Nurses on call came with practice suggestions, none of which worked. He paced the suite, replaying a lifetime of success stories, only to find none of them mattered when a baby refused comfort. And as the hours turned into days, he snapped at whispers, grew cold at glances, and felt the heat of shame burn where he once basked in power. He believed the problem was temporary. He believed wealth could mask weakness. But weakness has a way of magnifying under scrutiny. And soon he realized something deeper was at play. He was being seen not as a titan, but as a man undone. The cleaning staff moved like shadows through the hallways, often unseen except when something was out of place. Among them was a black woman who carried her cart with precision, eyes lowered, body language measured by years of reading what spaces allowed her presence. She noticed things others ignored. The way bellhops stiffened when the baby's cries rose, the quick disapproving glances from a certain set of guests, the strain in the billionaire's voice when he thought no one listened. She also noticed something crueler, how some staff whispered about certain people not belonging when the child's wails echoed. The irony stung. Here was a man with everything, yet even he tasted the sting of exclusion, though only in the mildest form. What the billionaire never noticed was that the woman had raised 3 children of her own on wages that barely covered rent. She had soothed cries in grocery store lines when people rolled their eyes. She had endured disapproving glares on buses when her children fussed. She knew the rhythm of desperation in a parent's steps, the hollow exhaustion behind every failed attempt to quiet a baby. So when she heard the wail pierce the corridor one afternoon, she stopped. Rules dictated distance. Guests weren't to be disturbed. But her instincts whispered louder. She wheeled her cart closer, hesitated at the threshold, and then did the unthinkable. She stepped in. Not with entitlement, but with empathy. She gently gestured for the baby, her hands steady with years of practice. The room froze. Some staff nearby stiffened, fearing reprimand. But the baby's cries softened almost instantly against her shoulder, lulled by the rhythm of a heartbeat that had weathered hardship. Silence stretched, thick and startling. For the first time in days, the child was calm. And in that silence, the billionaire confronted something he had never truly understood. That wisdom, love, and skill are not measured by wealth, and that the people society ignores often carry answers money cannot buy. The moment shifted the room. The billionaire, unshaven and trembling from sleepless nights, watched the cleaning lady sway gently, whispering lullabies shaped by heritage and struggle. The weight of his pride collapsed under the simplicity of her care. Yet when management entered, their faces hardened. Protocol had been broken. A black cleaning woman had cradled a billionaire's child, a sight that unsettled those who believed in invisible hierarchies. Whispers of reprimand filled the air, rules recited as shields. But the committee of witnesses, staff, and guests alike could not deny the truth. She had done what none of them could. The billionaire, once blind to the subtle prejudices woven through his life, felt them press in around her. The hesitation in management's tone, the reluctance to praise her openly, the silent assumption that her role was to clean, not to heal. And in that tension, he realized this was bigger than his baby's cries. This was about the quiet erasures that shaped lives, the barriers that kept brilliance unseen, the everyday injustices polite society preferred not to name. In the aftermath, he demanded she be honored, not punished. He spoke of her gift, but more importantly, of the injustice that nearly silenced it. For the first time, he used his platform not to showcase wealth, but to spotlight the hidden labor, skill, and dignity of people dismissed because of skin color or status. Change began, not in sweeping policies, but in a vow to confront bias where it lived, in the whispers, in the rules, in the invisible walls that dictate who belongs. The cleaning lady didn't ask for accolades. She returned to her work, carrying dignity that needed no validation. But the billionaire kept that moment with him like a compass. He never forgot that his empire, his power, his influence, all of it meant nothing when he was powerless to comfort his own child. It took someone the world overlooked to remind him of what truly mattered. If a single act of courage can expose hidden injustice, what might happen if we all stopped walking past the quiet wisdom in people society trains us to ignore? The next time you hear a cry, in a hallway, in a workplace, in a society, will you look away or will you dare to listen?